Hello and welcome to my channel. I don't want to waste much of your time, so I'll go straight into the issue. I don't know if you remember the trending video of a lady, a black sister by the name of Ro, who got hit by a brick for refusing to give a man her number. Now, those that saw that video agree with me that it was really a sad video. She made a video immediately she was hit, and another one when she was in hospital. Now, the video she made when she was in hospital was really sad. She was crying and you could see her other side of her face very sullen. Now, the surprising thing is that when this incident was happening, there were a number of men present at the scene, but they didn't do anything. They just let the man who hit her go just like that. Now, this brought a lot of questions to a majority of women, like, we're worried now. Does this mean that no one can protect or defend us now? This video brought a lot of talk on social media. It was all over, but it later turned out that the video took a different turn and so many stories emerged from it. One of the story is that she was lying about the whole thing. It was propaganda, and maybe she even did that to herself just to get our brothers in trouble, or for her to make money out of the whole thing through funding. When her video got posted on social media, some believed her and some did not. Now, those that believed Ro's story donated to her GoFundMe account, but it turns out that this didn't sit well with people who thought this whole thing was staged. What do? Thousands of them report the GoFundMe account and it gets frozen. Currently, it is frozen. It's just a lot, guys. It's a lot, but let's watch this video and get to talk more about this issue afterwards.
So, if you don't know, NBC News released this article about the young woman, Ro, who was assaulted by a man with a brick for declining to give her number. Now, there's been a lot of discourse surrounding this entire event. And the majority of the discourse has been black men and others, but a lot of black men going out of their way to discredit this black woman. And I actually had the privilege and the pleasure of attending a live with Ro tonight.
And will continue to happen if this is not addressed. It's no longer about who hit me with a brick. That's the police job and my job. It's about how do we stop this?
And before I touch on a couple of things in the live, I want to just also point out that this article confirms that Ro was injured, that she was seen at the hospital, that there was a police report filed, and that there is an investigation. This news article confirms that Ro was assaulted with a brick and sustained injuries, including bleeding from her ear. A police report was filed and an investigation has been initiated. The other thing that I want to say is when I talked to Ro tonight in the live, we found out that the GoFundMe has been frozen.
Well, the GoFundMe right now is frozen, and people have been asking for their money back because of all the backlash, all the stuff. So I don't see myself ever getting that GoFundMe. We've tried to reach out to them, and we've given them all the information.
Right.
The only way I can see is that people advocate to GoFundMe and be like, hey, the reports are
Yeah, we gotta figure it. Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll figure it out another way, because right now I haven't received a cent. I haven't got $1 out of it, and they froze it, and we haven't been able to figure out, because there's not a customer service you can call. So they gave us a secure line to give us everything, but they told me that 1,600 people donated, but over 250,000 people reported it.
Wow. So while she's getting all of this harassment and hate for something that actually did happen to her, the help that the community that cared about her and that believed her tried to give to her, y'all stopped. Like, the levels that y'all have gone to victimize this victim is unreal. She said that 1,600 people donated to her GoFundMe, but hundreds of thousands of people reported that GoFundMe. And I'm gonna tell you what, I am praying, hoping that not only does she get the money from this GoFundMe, I'm hoping that she's able to get more money so that she can sue all of you reckless, insensitive, inhumane, disgusting content creators who rode the wave of attacking this victim. and making black women as a collective that much more unsafe.
They steer her in the right direction, but you need to sue like crazy.
I definitely do want to. Obviously it's not my top priority right now, right? Because I'm still going to doctor's appointments. I'm still doing that. And then, of course, they have created this other crime for me now. So I'm like dealing with two crimes, right? The initial crime and now these crimes of these people that are sending me threats. They don't know if it's real or not.
Right.
They have to do an investigation. So it's not my priority, but it's definitely something I want to do. More so than like any gain for myself, but to kind of like set an example of them. So the next time you try to do this, the next time a black woman comes out and they're thinking about getting on their keyboards and lying about her, they be like, oops, I got sued last time. So they can calm their fucking asses down. I would like to do that, but also I would love, after this happens, to like create some kind of blueprint for the next time it happens, because it will happen again. The only time it won't happen is until somebody fights these fucking people back, and that happens. And it doesn't happen with one person. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would love to put something together where there is like a list of lawyers, a list of resources, a list of places that the next woman can come out and know that you can tell your story safely, and there will be a community that will back you, and these are the resources that will also help you.
My thing is, do y'all believe her now? Y'all didn't believe her when she posted the police reports and the hospital records. Y'all backed this man up all over the internet for what he did. I'm not shocked, but I'm disappointed. He did a whole Clubhouse interview laughing, giggling that he did this, so proud of what he did. Roe comes forward and said, yes, this is the man who did it. Some of y'all claiming, oh, well, that's probably her cousin she paid. To admit to a felony where he's going to prison for life? Do y'all hear yourselves? And what really gets me, what really blows my mind, y'all let that non-black woman get on the internet. She spent day and night trying to prove that Roe was lying. She must be lying. A black woman couldn't have gone through this. Gave her millions of views, and she told black women, we need to apologize for black men for spreading misinformation. None of y'all thought it was suspicious that this non-black woman was trying to call black women liars. Y'all didn't think that was weird? She spent day and night trying to do that? Once again, I know y'all don't care. I swear on this, I wouldn't wish being a black woman on my worst enemy because of the way y'all treat us. Y'all got on Instagram saying, well, that black man was dangerous. I don't want to intervene. You telling the world that black men are dangerous? Cool. And you're a black man, see how that does to your life? Mind you, y'all didn't even call the police for her. I hope you and homeboy get locked up for life. Cellmates.
Completely discredit.
I almost want to thank you because it's people like you who doubt and discredit victims that made this guy feel comfortable enough to go and get on a podcast and talk about and laugh about how he hit Roe in the face with a brick. Yeah, I don't know if you heard the good news, but they have a suspect, and Roe has confirmed that that is the man that hit her. And you said in your video you were risking a lot. I just want to know, was it worth it?
Now, I think by now we all have a background of what's happening and where everything started from. After watching this video, we can now confirm that her story was not a lie and she wasn't making anything up. It's just sad how a good number of people dragged her and harassed her over something real. I can only imagine what she went through and still is going through after all the harassment and name calling from people. I know that it has really been hard for her to, have to deal with the pain of being assaulted and the pain of trying to convince people into believing her story. Now, we're seeing a video of a sister complaining about a man, a black man, assaulting her for not giving him her number in front of men. And the best these men could do was just stand there and let the man that hit her go. Not a single one stood up for her. Like that wasn't enough. A good number of people just had to see something else or something different from what really happened. Issues of her staging the whole thing came in now. Actually, a lot of black men went out their way to, discredit Roe by saying that she was lying. This whole thing was being staged, and they were justifying this by a video that got leaked on social media where she slapped a white man and all that. Now, after all this, I'm seeing some videos that are saying that actually this man that hit her was on a podcast show talking about this same issue, and during the same show, he was proudly heard bragging about assaulting a woman. Let's not forget that before knowing the truth, a lot of people dragged and harassed Roe, but there were also a good number of people who believed in her story and decided to donate some money in her GoFundMe account, which is now frozen because there were a number of people who reported to say this was all staged and she didn't deserve the money. She was just doing that to, secure that money for herself. Now I'm going to read something that confirmed that Ro's story is true. Here's something she posted. It reads, she started by saying that God is good. Now that he's identified himself, I will confirm. This is the man who assaulted me. I wanted to preserve his name to not interfere with an active investigation or tip him off to leave the country or tamper with evidence. But he did it to himself. It's so funny how these particular men who unleash violence against black women are truly a monolith, sharing one brain cell. Tory Lanez made the same mistake. He really thinks just because he is getting support from incels and that his victim is a black woman that he would get away with it, even while bragging. This is how confident they are in their ability to abuse black women without consequence. They literally brag and snitch on themselves. So this was basically Ro's post, and this is what helped people, or rather this is what confirmed that this story was true and an investigation was done, and this guy is now seen or being brought to light. Now the first one says, now let's take a look at some of the comments on this news story of this whole story now being true. The first one says, I stand with Ro. Black men and the pygmy black women are gonna regret how they did her. The second one reads, now it's not about whether or not she was hit with a brick. That's messed up. That her GoFundMe got frozen. I hope she gets her dollars and starts a lawsuit on the ones who reported it. There are a lot of comments as usual, and now I bet all those that harassed her, those who were dragging her on their on their podcasts, on their shows or whatever, are feeling bad about it. Now the cat is out of the box, and now we just wait to hear what will happen next. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in my next video.